Hi. How's it going? Oh, really? Interesting, interesting. Tell me more. Uh-huh. Oh, great. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna keep staring really creepily at the camera because, you clicked on this Periscope. It is titled I Like Your Face. So, you know, you kind of should have known what you were getting into when you clicked on this Periscope. Mm-hmm. Anyway, just realizing how much Periscope crops in. It's like, you know what? I'm not quite close enough to the camera. Let me just get a little bit closer to the camera. Anyway, sup dudes? I have not done a Periscope in like a few weeks, months, something like that. And yeah, so I'm about to film a new video, and I figured since I've got all the fancy lights on and I, put a shirt on and I actually have pants on, it's probably about time to do a Periscope. You like my face? Really? Do you mean it? You really actually mean it? Aw, that's great. I am using an iPhone 6 Plus because, I don't know, I used a Galaxy S6 for Periscope, and it actually worked well. But the thing is, and this is going to sound really weird, but on the S6, the front-facing camera is like way off to the side. So anytime I was trying to look at like myself, it looked like I was always looking way off to the side. So it really kind of like bugged me. So I just used the iPhone. I'm gonna do a OnePlus 2 video. I have no idea. I haven't ordered one. Yeah, I feel like I'll probably need to take a look at one at some point, but it's not really like that high on my priority list. Raise the camera. It's a good idea. Look at this. Wait. We gotta get it stable here. There we go. So I've got my handy little phone tripod, which might fall over. So if you guys fall on the ground, you'll know what's up. Recording a gaming video. That sounds dope. Is OnePlus 2 worth it? Actually, that's a good question, right? So I had a couple comments on, well, it's been going on for a while, but I'm curious, what do you guys think about my Is It Worth It videos? For me, they kind of replace a review. So instead of doing like Moto G 2015 review, I would do Moto G Is It Worth It? I think that's a little bit better because I don't particularly like the word review. I think it used to mean something like it was going to be a comprehensive like review where you're going to get all the information, but I feel like it's not really the case anymore, and I especially don't think that reviews are that well suited to YouTube. I think if I want a serious review, right? So I'm going to go buy like some new piece of tech. I think written reviews kind of make more sense. I mean, take a look at something like a non-tech. They go crazy in depth. They have pages and pages and pages of all kinds of information. That's a review. I think even if I wanted to spend that much time and effort going in and testing all the little tiny pieces of a phone or whatever the tech might be, I still don't think that a video can really come across that level of detail and that level of sophistication in an actual review. So for me, kind of my mindset is I don't really want to compete with that just because I don't think video is that well suited to a seriously hardcore in-depth review. I feel like video has its advantages. I think that a video is the best way. If you want to spend 2 minutes learning about a product, watch a video, or 3 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever. But if you only want to spend a few minutes and you want to get a bunch of information really quickly, I think that's one of the big strengths of video. And so that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't want to do a review, right? I'd rather do something like, is it worth it? Something like that. So anyway, kind of a long preamble there, but I don't know. I get that some people think they're a little clickbaity, and yeah, they probably are, but I want people to click on my videos. So, I don't know. I'd just be really curious to think what you guys actually, where do you stand on reviews and even stuff like mini reviews, and I feel like just the word review doesn't mean a whole lot anymore. At least it doesn't mean a whole lot to me. To be totally honest with you guys, when I'm like looking up some kind of new product, whatever that I want to buy, very rarely do I actually look up a review on YouTube. That's just not something I really do because I would much rather go on somewhere like a non-tech or something. So, I don't know, just something I've been thinking about lately. Why are they changing hair? Well, first of all, the change in hair is like falling all, like, it's like stupid little hairs sticking up everywhere. I don't know, it's about time that I actually did a little bit of something new there. I've had like that same spiky haircut for a couple years, so as much as I like looking like Sonic the Hedgehog, I kind of had to tone it down just a little bit. Are you excited for the iPhone 6s? Yeah, it's something kind of funny. I was watching Lou's video earlier on he got one of the back shells of the 6s, and he was like measuring the thickness and stuff. I kind of realized there's been so like the hype for the 6S has been so much quieter than it was last year. I remember for the iPhone 6, I mean, we, Marquez, Lou, and John and I, we all went out to Joe Rogan's place. We shot the Sapphire screen with an arrow months and months before the iPhone 6. I mean, we had those elite dummies of the 6 and 6 Plus. I felt like 6-7 months beforehand. Like, there was so much hype around the 6S, or the 6 rather. This year it's like, oh yeah, you know, they're giving you a new iPhone. No big deal. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, but it's an S model, right? Like, there's not any kind of major upgrade. It's going to be some minor stuff. They're finally going to put 2 gigs of RAM in there, or I will, like, lose my mind. But yeah, exactly. S versions aren't that cool. I think that's the thing. It's just, they're interesting. There's cool stuff there, but it's also not really a huge upgrade. So I feel like there's just not been that much hype. Not many people have really been caring about it that much. So I don't know. Still looking forward to it. What about the new Google? Yeah, I mean, it's a corporate restructure. Although it's weird to think that Google is now owned by another company, even though it's technically just a company and nothing's really changed. But yeah, I don't think it's going to make a big difference. I'm sure we'll find out before too much longer. Maybe like they're saving money on tax or something. And man, these like stupid little hairs are really bothering me. I mean, I'm sure there's like some reason for, you know, splitting it up and making things, you know, easier to control or whatever. I don't think it's really going to make a difference, just because usually when you see like a big like restructure of a company, you know, you'll see like CEOs get fired, all that kind of stuff, and you'll see new management and blah, blah, blah. None of that's really the case here. It just seems like Google is trying to split things up, make things maybe a little bit more organized, and more than likely save that money on tax. I don't know if that's the case. It might not be, but I feel like that'd be a pretty good reason. I'm sure if you make billions and billions of dollars a year, you probably want to save every bit of that you can. The new Alphabet, Google Nexus 7. Yeah, I don't know. I think Alphabet's a cool name. I think Alphabet is totally like... Okay, so I just came up with a theory. That second, I'm going to just immediately vomit it all over you guys, because that's what Periscope's all about. Alphabet is Google's plan to take over the world, right? Google is now part of this giant corporation called Alphabet, which is a very, like, friendly, cool name that could totally be, like, the evil villain in the lair with the volcano, right? Like, Alphabet, like, that's totally an evil villain name. Anyway, that's besides the point. This is totally the way they do it, right? So think of, like, Minority Report or something. There's always, like, some giant, like, evil corporation that, like, owns everything. And Google's just like, oh, look, it's Alphabet, it's this new thing. And then they take over the entire world. # Illuminati. I don't know. It's just a theory. I almost did the game theory voice. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm sure there's no real reason. It's no big deal. It's just making things a little bit easier. But yeah, I don't know. But if it does happen, we can totally come back to this Periscope and say that I called it. Actually, we can't, because this Periscope self-destructs in 24 hours because Alphabet made it to self-destruct. Okay, I'm done. S6, should I upgrade from a Nexus 5? That's a pretty good upgrade. I think the Nexus 5 is not really that, like, there's not a whole lot that you really need to upgrade for. I think the Nexus 5 is still a pretty solid phone. If you don't mind a little bit of a bigger phone, it probably wouldn't hurt to wait and find out about the Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus. Side note, the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. Just had to say that entire name out loud because it sounds about as ridiculous as I thought it was going to sound. Anyway, iPad Pro. I don't know what the deal is with the iPad Pro. I mean, we've been hearing rumors about it for a while. iPad sales are not doing very well, so I can totally see a decent reason for Apple to actually want to create an iPad Pro. But, I mean, it was going to come out last year. It's going to come out this year. Now we're hearing that it may or may not actually come out later on this year, or rather next month at the Apple event. I have no idea. I really don't know what to expect out of the iPad Pro. I think it's a good idea and it'll happen. I'm just gonna give up on it and guessing when it's actually gonna happen. Should I get a Moto X style or an iPhone 6s? I think the iPhone 6s is a much more expensive phone, like twice as expensive. So that's kind of a big thing. I have not tried the Moto X and obviously the 6s. I have a pretty good idea what it's gonna be like, but I don't know. I mean, they could have some cool surprises there, so that's kind of a hard choice. The new Moto X looks cool though. I'll give them that. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks cool. How much tech do you actually get to keep? I don't know. A fair bit of it. I think I've talked about this a million times before. where I get my tech is from a few different places. So sometimes, and I think this is like the majority of it, I just buy it myself. So I'll buy it, I'll do a video on it, and for example, like that iPod that I did a video on a few weeks ago, I turned around and did a giveaway with it. So that happens a lot of the time. Sometimes I sell that tech to get my money back, and then sometimes companies send me stuff. So it doesn't happen all the time. I buy a lot of the tech, but every once in a while a company will send it, and then in that case I either have to send it back or they don't care about letting me keep it, so it kind of depends. Where do you get the money to buy? YouTube's my job, and yeah. Would you upgrade from Moto 360 to Moto 362? I have no idea. I have no, like, I've heard rumors about the Moto 362, or the Moto 720, or whatever they want to call it, but nothing really concrete. I would just have to wait and see. You know, I'm actually not going to block you, because it's actually more fun not to. iPad Air 3. I don't know what they're going to do with a new iPad. I kind of feel like iPads are one of these things where I don't know if anyone really knows what's like next for tablets. I feel like tablets were really cool for a little while, and now everyone's just like, alright, let's make it faster, let's make it thinner, better screen, better battery life. It's kind of getting into that same kind of upgrade cycle of something like a laptop or a desktop, where it's just a little bit of an incremental upgrade every once in a while. So I don't, unless they want to try something crazy, I don't really see anything going completely wild with tablets anytime soon. I do not know anything about the Jaybird Bluebud X2s. I know I watched Marquez's Periscope yesterday, which I don't know if he was allowed to do. I have a feeling he might not have been, but yeah. Scrapyard Wars. I don't even, what? Scrap Ward Yours? Scrap Hard Yard? I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know. It sounds like it would be a really cool video, and I think that it'd probably be awesome. The Scrap Hard Tours or whatever it was. Well, yeah. What do you think about HTC almost going bankrupt? Yeah, so this was wild, right? So if I believe it was yesterday or today, HTC, they were like, their stock was trading at below the amount of money that they actually have, right? So I think it's something like they have like $1.7 billion in the bank, and the company was briefly worth like $1.68 billion or something, which is pretty crazy when you think that the entire company is literally worth negative money. Like, that's a little weird. I think it may have kind of come back up, but it's hovering very, very low. It's not looking good for HTC, which is really, really unfortunate, because, I mean, the M7 was awesome. Like, that was still one of my favorite Android phones. It was such a big leap over anything else at the time. And then they haven't really done much since, and so, yeah, it's kind of sad, but MacBook Pro 15-inch good for video editing? Yes, it is. 15-inch is probably the way to go, just because it has the quad-core and the dedicated graphics. I mean, it's a laptop, but you can totally edit on it, no problem. Would you get a Z-board? I've never tried any of those, like Z-board or the motorized, like, skateboard things. They look cool. There's a lot of them that look really cool, but I've just never tried them. I know John and Judner, they both have done videos on it, and they both said they're really fun, so. Scrap Hard Wars on Linus Tech Tips channel. I don't even know what Linus, this guy, I've never heard of a Linus. Sounds like a name of, like, you know, a cartoon character or something. Or some guy who creates like open source software. I don't know. Definitely not a name of like a YouTube channel. Will you ever come to New Zealand? I would like to come to New Zealand. New Zealand sounds like a dope place. VidCon in Germany. Germany also sounds like a dope place. I would like to do a lot of traveling. So I might just show up in your country one day and like, this is dope, I'm gonna come and hang out. Is BlackBerry dead? Basically. I mean, I don't know. It's weird because BlackBerry's still around, they still sell phones, but they're just not anywhere near as popular as they used to be, right? Like, it's like, they're just kind of like bumping along, just kind of like, we're still here, sort of. I know that they're working on Android stuff, and that's cool. I don't know. What? Linus Tech Tips is a channel with 2 million subscribers? That doesn't sound right. I think you're wrong. I don't think that's a thing. Best 1080p 60 camera around? That depends on your price, and there are a lot of really good 1080 cameras nowadays. Something like the RX 100 Mark IV, perfect. Well, not perfect. Really good. Mark IV is good. Mark III, actually, for 1080p, though, Mark III is basically the same, besides the picture profiles. What do you guys... can you just stop mentioning this Linus person? Is a PC guy? Okay, anyone who builds PCs is a nerd. I don't want to know anybody who does PC builds. Like, sounds gross. It's like I use MySpace or something. Like, no one builds their computers anymore. I don't even know. Just you guys are. Yeah, no. I think the entire chat's just trying to troll me right now. When are you, John, Marquez, Lou, and Jedner collaborating again? Actually, so this is something you guys should probably know. I am currently moving, so I'm going to be, well, first of all, I'm trying to spend this week doing a lot of videos because I've got, like, the next couple weeks are going to be, like, well, moving, and that's not fun because I've got to, like, you know, deal with moving and not just the stuff. Like, I've spent the last 2 of the 3 last days, spent like 6 hours on the phone, like connecting utilities and moving insurance and setting up moving stuff. Not fun. If you guys ever move, don't. Just stay in whatever your spot you're in for the rest of your life. It's really easy, and just do that. And if that doesn't work, cardboard boxes are always an option because utilities are lame, right? No one needs power. No one needs running water. I mean, come on. What is this? Like some utopia? Just stay in your cardboard box. Don't move anywhere. If you do move anywhere, though, like I'm doing for an unfortunate reason, yeah, it's not fun. So, you know, just so you know, don't do that. Anyway, but that means that I'm going to be a lot closer to John, and we're going to be doing lots of videos together, as are, I'm sure, the entire hashtag Team Crispy Crew. Team Crispy Crew. That sounds dope. Team Crispy Crew. It's a t-shirt. Anyway, I need more smart home vids. Yeah, so that's one of the things. I would like to do more smart home videos, but since I'm moving, I'm just going to, like, wait. I don't want to, like, set new stuff up in my current place and then have to, like, tear it out. So I do want to do more smart home videos, and in fact, there probably will be one next month. I'm working on that, but it should be actually really cool. But I think I'm going to wait to the new apartment and get that set up and then continue. I definitely want to get some audio gear. I think that's, like, my #1 thing I want to kind of upgrade. Anyway, everyone's moving lately, including that unknown Linus guy. Yeah, moving is not fun, especially if you're a person who doesn't exist. Anyway, so actually I'm going to have to bounce here in a couple minutes, but yeah, so I just want to let you guys know I'm trying to get a bunch of videos filmed this week, which trying to get a bunch of videos filmed means, like, I'm going to try to get 2 done because I can't crank a ton of videos out. But if you guys can be patient with me for the next few weeks, I will get all set up in my new place, and it should be a lot of fun. I will probably do a tour because this place I'm living at right now, I've been here for a year and a half, something like that, and yeah, I've never really set up that well. Like, I know people keep asking me to do, like, a desk tour or gaming setup, and I did one, like, a year ago, and nothing's changed at all. Still have the same computer, monitors, keyboard, like, literally, like, nothing's changed. I just haven't done it. But I think with the new place, I'm going to go a little bit more, like, into actually getting everything set up and kind of try to make something cool. So yeah. Anyway, guys, you know the drill. I like your faces. And, you know, I just want to let you know how much I like your faces, because your faces are really awesome. I mean, you look great today. I don't even know why you look so great today, but you do. I mean, it's Periscope, and I really can't see you, but I can just imagine what you look like. I'm just going to continue to just get a little bit closer to the camera, just so you know how much I like your face, because you can see my face. Faces are great, guys. I like your face. Hashtag, I like your face.